video recorded and broadcast over local access channel 8 and through the town website at www.eastham-ma.gov. All right. I guess we'll
Agenda?
I'll go get it. I have emailed the agenda out.
Oh, okay.
Do you have
Fine, I'll just call it.
Oh, we can wait till you pull it up. I mean, well, first let's just do the approval of February minutes. Anyone make a motion to approve them, even though I looked at them briefly, but
I read them. I'll make the motion.
I
Second.
perfect.
Yep.
Good. Okay. Before we continue as well, did we see the email like about the new hybrid law, like the way the rules are changing with hybrid meetings and stuff? So I'm gonna try to see if we can keep those and do what I can to see, you know, I'm sure everyone's probably asking the same questions, but I was just informed, so I included it on our email that went out. So I guess the next month we'll only be able to have one Zoom person unless it changes between now and then. It may. I'll keep everyone posted how it's gonna go. But yeah, that's just the only update on there. I want to make sure everyone saw that. Swap shop updates, no updates because we don't have the. I mean, we've both been talking to Jackie and John.
We've been putting in personal presses. I was the first person online Wednesday morning at the library, and I asked Jackie point blank. I said, my Chile volunteers have a great need because we can't do anything else on our agenda, and it would be nice for you to pursue the shipping container everybody's talking about. And then she said, well, I need to make sure it's okay with John Ruffley. And I said, well, that's fine because John Ruffley gave me the idea. She was supposed to call me back in 4 days, so I'll follow through.
And I talked to John Ruffley about the barriers. And he said that they are going to get them before the summer. But again, it's been 8 months. So I'm going to also put pressure, squeaky wheel, whatever I got to do. I'm an annoying person by nature, so I'm just going to use it.
Well, tell him the threat.
What's that?
Tell him the threat.
Yeah, I already said it. I was like, we'll just have it closed until we get them because it's not safe, you know, even though
That'll
that's
do well in the summer.
exactly. People will get real mad real quick. So they'll get those barriers. But yeah, that's the only updates for the swap shop. Unfortunately, I really wish we had more to update because we've been bugging people and it just seems to be going very little. People love the ideas, but like loving an idea doesn't seem to execute it. So I think it's time that we start maybe thinking about taking care of some of this stuff, which we'll go into later, I think, with the fundraising. I do want to talk about quick crossover meetings. So we have a working group going. You're on the working group now?
Yes, I'm on the working group and I'm going to populate it too.
Excellent. All right, that'd be great. Yeah, so that's a crossover group between our our committee and another committee, which is the Climate Action Committee. We're really working to reduce, I think, solid waste and greenhouse gases sort of simultaneously since it sort of overlaps. And through the matter of like transport things on and off Cape is one of them. We are now talking about, after I talked to Tom and Olav about a power grid situation, doing a municipal local power grid that's alongside of the other grid. Like Ann Arbor Mission did for that gives them redundancy in case of emergencies. And since FEMA doesn't really exist anymore, things like that. He logged off. It's all good.
Okay.
So what is the crossover meeting?
When is it, you said?
What is it?
Oh, it's a crossover meeting between our committee, the recycling committee, and the climate action committee. It's two committees, right? 3 people from each committee.
And that's going to happen in April.
And that's happening. The next one is in April. Yes. I just sent the dates out to Tom. We're probably not going to have a crossover meeting we may not have one in April actually because we're technically all meeting with the commission.
Okay.
So we may be actually out there at the same time anyway. So that may be the crossover meeting for April. So I'll keep you posted on it. I just sent Tom the dates for availability wise, so we're hammering out the last bit. And then I'm meeting with him in March with the commission. You may want to be there for that. I'll email you those dates. And then the climate action plan, that's again.
Which commission?
The Cape Cod Conservation Commission.
Thank you.
Yeah. They have like this whole thing that we're kind of discussing elements of that in this crossover meeting, along with elements of like how our committees can do some of the same things with the same goals without redundancies, so that we're like basically on the same track and not doubling up work, things like that. It also just gives us double the hands and double the labor for some things that are both going to be impactful for both committees.
And you guys decided on the date for that in April?
No, like I said, I just sent Tom some.
Tom's going to work on
it. Tom's basically been kind of being the lead on that since he's got more experience in this kind of stuff. And he has more working group type experience. So he's running that. And then the climate action plan is also sort of like like we're meeting with the commission, and that climate action crossover meeting is sort of happening. They're the same topic, but they're different meetings. One's with the commission and one's just us. That way our committees can kind of be as reflexive as we need to be to what's going on in that meeting. Because what we'd hate to do is like come up with plans here and then have the commission be like, well, these are our plans, and then they're not the same. So that way we can all just, again, it's more about alignment and trying to work as smart as we can. Other than that, I got no additional like other things in the air in terms of planning and meetings. And then obviously, did you email this newsletter out to everybody, or did you just, okay?
No, what I said was, I wanted it to be, proofread first and,
Yep.
just to make sure that there's nothing that's.
Okay, I just don't want to
wrong
reference
or-
it if they didn't receive it.
So will you send it to them?
Sure,
Yeah.
I was a little nervous about sending out the full email because I didn't want to, I was worried about sending this out in an email because of what the.
Again, as long as it's less than a quorum, or if it's just something that no one will respond to, you're good. It's like, basically, it's the back and forth.
Right, but I thought if there were gonna be some proofreading changes.
Well,
that
okay,
might
so
count-
here's,
that
okay,
might
actually,
count as,
I have a way to fix that. You know, the main email we send the agenda from, if you copy that, it complies with all the record keeping laws. That would be required to
Okay.
also be, so then technically it's not like a discussion, we're just proofreading a document, and then
Okay.
that's all captured. The other, because the other aspect is like, if someone would say like, I wasn't at this thing and I want to know the details, they have to like subpoena our emails versus just, they can just go to the town email and get the info.
Okay. That's why I didn't. say
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I wanted to understand what
Yeah,
the
and
right.
I forgot to mention that part of it. So yeah, that's the way around that. Just copy that email. Almost, I mean, ideally, I almost always for record keeping, I guess. It might be the easiest way to go about it. And then we can just keep the email, that inbox clean if we need, if it gets a lot of emails in it. I mean, I like this. It's the right length. I haven't read obviously all of it yet, but yeah, email it to the like us. You don't have, you can actually, if you want to just keep me off of the email, let you guys, and then send it to me, and then I'll know for sure. Like that way I'm not on it technically. That won't be a quorum either.
Okay.
And then what, if you wanted me to, I'll just send it out this month, and then I'll get you hooked up so you can log into the email to do it for the future.
Okay.
That's just easier. I just don't know the password off the top of my head.
So was that the discussion item?
Oh yeah, that's the newsletter. Yeah. I just
Well, this
wanted
is this is the March.
sorry. Okay.
So what
Yeah.
do you want to just, do you have a suggestion for a topic for the April one?
I guess we should probably, you know what, since I did it by accident, let's just figure out what it's gonna be.
So, yeah, I guess some ideas I had, just the standard glass, cardboard, mixed paper. There was one for the holidays, but we could do that next December for stuff like lights and wrapping paper and things like that. Metal clothes, plastics, swap shop. I don't know when the hazardous waste is, not really recycling, but it is.
Oh, when it is?
That's May, I think, so.
Yeah, it's
Usually May and like October, I think,
Yeah.
or May
Yeah.
and
That's a good one
So-
to keep though in mind for those newsletters.
Yeah, or like, aluminum and then redeemables. I don't know. There were just some ideas that kind of basic ones, but if there were any other ideas or anything that you think, oh, April is a good month to discuss.
Yeah, let me think about it. I just got this book on gardening too that has a bunch about composting per each month. So maybe there's something there we can dive into and
Yeah, I don't
expand
want to
on.
always do compost.
Yeah, no, I don't either, but it could be just like garden preparation type stuff for like how to use up waste in gardens that's not compost, maybe. I don't know. I haven't looked at the whole book yet, to be honest. I just got it.
But if there's anything that you've seen at the transfer station that bothers you, you should write a newsletter that, like, no, you don't put that in there, or you have to take the staples out of the cardboard boxes, or whatever it is that's got somebody annoyed this month, then
Yeah.
we can add that as a topic for the newsletter.
Okay. And then anyone can send email ideas to the group or whatever. Just again, like just send an idea and we'll in a sub. I guess maybe you and I can then you can just email me when we get all the ideas, or I'll email you ideas and you email me ideas as well, and we'll figure out the April newsletter.
And I also had like ideas for other sections we could do, like
Yeah.
do's and don'ts, a quiz for each month, like we'll give you the answers next month, like here's ideas, or hey, if we can go at least another month ahead in the March one, we can, in the April one, we can say in May, the topic's gonna be this. Send us any and all of your questions about that and we'll try to address them in the newsletter.
Sure.
Like that one.
So.
Yeah, I like all those.
Great idea.
Because I like the debunking myths, like for instance, like can you recycle black plastic? No. Can
Yeah.
you do this? No. Like certain answers may be different in certain areas, but for
Yeah.
people that are local. And then what we do is just find out where. I do know of a couple places we could probably put these if we wanted to get them. Not that I want to print a ton, but if we wanted to get a couple printed somewhere, like a small
Yeah.
group, and then have a couple places we post them.
And these are color, I don't have a color printer.
Yeah, no, we get them. I get them. If we're gonna get them printed, we'll go to Staples or something and get them printed. Because I think you can put them at the I noticed there's somebody's been putting like a bunch of different things at some of the local pot shops for the
Yeah,
older
but some
citizens
of
that go
the
in there.
Post office.
Yeah, it's like
they have
community
some
boards
at this
basically.
Swap shop.
Yeah, exactly. We could definitely. Well, this is two-sided, but yeah, we can put both of them up
Yeah.
on the board.
Yeah,
Put both sides up.
anyway, all right.
That's good. Okay. I do. Yeah. Let's move on to fundraising. I think we should create a working group for fundraising to discuss fundraising because I think that's the way we're going to get a lot of these things. We have an account to put money into if we fundraise, so that since we have that, let's start figuring out ways to use it. And you had sent a bunch of ideas. Some of them I include here. You talked about going to the Eastham Farmers Market. As long as we're not taking a booth from like a potential vendor, I'm happy to do it. That's a great idea. I was thinking about it anyway.
Yeah.
And I
That
was just
can't
like,
be
I
a
don't know.
problem Because that space is.
Well, I didn't know they had city like town tables, but their rules actually prohibit that exactly what we were trying to do. So like there's town tables that you said, right? That the
I
town
don't know,
can get.
Jackie said it was okay.
Oh, really? Okay, that's all
On
we need. She's
Facebook-
the
on
manager.
Facebook- On Facebook.
Yeah, gotcha. I know that I thought that they were like maybe they were doing town tables where like there was some earmarked for committees to use.
I
but I
mean,
think-
we can follow up. for
Yeah,
sure,
exactly.
but-
But I think it's a
it
good
seems like
idea.
It will be.
It's a good
okay.
traffic location. It's a good place to put like our pamphlets. It's a good place to put our trifolds or whatever we want to make. It's a good place to just get people aware. It's not like it's not like if this is what I think it is, it's bigger than the Orleans Farmers Market, which is kind of what I thought it was going to be like, which is quite small.
I've never seen no numbers on how many farmers would show up.
No, the space, look at the space.
Oh, no, the space is tremendous, but I don't know if there are that many vendors. And, or
I
if
mean,
it's a
that-
different day, then maybe the Orleans market will move up for another opportunity to sell stuff.
Yeah, maybe. I would hope so. You don't want
Yeah,
to, you don't want to
I-
cannibalize really when you don't have to.
But I haven't heard any numbers about how many vendors that realistically they expect.
Oh, I don't know either, but I assume since it's large, they have.
I mean, we can put it in
anticipation.
Italian there. I mean, it's huge.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not an issue.
I thought it was inside. I didn't think it was that
That's always-
outside. I thought there was going to be an inside.
Where is it going to be?
Tea
Tea
time,
time.
Oh, in that little pull-off area?
that huge
In the-
golfing.
in the field.
No, I know where tea time is. I
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
But in the
Yeah.
field, I think they need the parking,
Oh,
parking lot.
probably in the field because they would probably need the parking to keep the people from. running
Oh,
those
right.
vendors.
Oh,
right.
And they have the blocks that we need for the swap shop, so.
We
All
may
they're
be able
doing
to,
right now is protecting the scallop truck as far as I can see.
well, maybe
Right.
one day they go missing. And they end
Okay.
up just appearing at the
Okay.
swap shop.
Yeah, if you have a friend with a truck and a lift. Okay.
I can get an electric forklift out here. I think that's a good one. I think then we have to figure out what will we sell there besides just having informational pamphlets. And again, this comes back to they did allow baked goods with permission, so that's a possible. But I like the idea of tote bags and stickers. It's low inventory compared to t-shirts. You got to have so many sizes for t-shirts.
Should we also sell, the small containers that are somewhat airtight counters?
Like the
Okay,
compost
so
buckets?
you got to remember this is a
Which
fun.
everybody has before they go out to their.
This is we gotta
field.
do the thing is this is gonna be a fundraiser, so it's gotta be high margin items, and if we can't get that in some kind of really cheap volume discount that involves not getting too many,
Right,
because we have nowhere to
Yeah.
store them, a storage container would be perfect for that,
No,
by
no,
the way,
no,
that's
yeah.
why I want it.
yeah.
Like, that's where I want to get it, as much as I like the idea of those little countertops, although I have one and I don't like it, I never used it after the first couple times. Because it being closed, it tends to get worse than if it's open. I find something with like an open top, I use like a little cheesecloth over top to keep
Yeah.
any bugs
Yeah.
away.
I have both. I do the little one with the cloth, and
Easel?
then I have the countertop one under the
The
sink.
counter, oh, you have it under the
And
sink,
then I take
okay.
it
Honestly,
out.
the under the sink is probably better, because no matter how good that carbon filter is, it stinks.
So I
Sorry,
have
it
a
stinks.
three-step, and I guess someone said they put it in the freezer and.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
know
I put
freezing
my-
your,
My bones and meat in the freezer
Yeah.
to break.
But,
Yeah,
No
'cause that's too toxic.
I understand the concern about them, but I am gonna just look into seeing what even if it's not for now, look into the different choices of these bins.
Yeah, see
And
what-
local-
yeah, I'm
see
not
what's
against bins
possible.
totally, it's just like, I
I
don't wanna get
understand
into
the
like a
high-
whole, like the town tried to do this before you got here, like this is the whole thing the last 2 years I've been on this committee of like getting these bins with the branding on them. And something happened, so I know it's probably likely a volume purchase issue where the cost was like
Yeah.
$20 a bin if you didn't buy enough. Because I worked in manufacturing, and that's kind of
Right,
how
and
it goes.
scales.
Yeah, so I was
Yeah.
thinking, okay, well, like maybe in the future, honestly, given time, there's no reason, in my mind, these bins work if we can get a situation where we can control plastics.
Yeah.
Because if we can get the plastics in, I could 3D print these bins. And then they're 3D printed from plastics recovered from the local area. That's a better story, and they're not
That's a
free,
great
but
sales
That
pitch.
is, yeah.
yeah. So I'm working on I have the 3D printing stuff on.
Like run by your
Turn it
solar
And Eastham, compost holders.
and
It's
have
really
your
unique.
printer run on
Yeah.
solar power, and then we're good.
Actually, I do know how to do that as well. There's a guy on YouTube who sets up a 3D printer in like a park and 3D prints things. It's like puts a sign up and 3D prints. I was like, that's something we could get done, you know?
Yeah.
But
So
the other one I had on here that goes along with what you're saying is these zero waste starter kits. It's
yeah,
like a tote bag, like a few different little things that with a tote bag and sticker and whether it's a reusable straw or reusable like
Cutlery or something.
bamboo.
I mean, we
cutlery.
could even do like a small and a large version as well, like one that's like really bare bones and one that has a little bit more for people that
Yeah,
are
more
interested in.
robust,
Yeah, because
yeah,
some people aren't going to be interested in everything that would be in that kit, but some people might
No, but-
want like that stuff for the beach. You know what I mean? Like a small one that might be a little easier to sell for like tourists, my thought.
Mhm.
Because like they're going to get produce bag as much as I'd like to, include that kind of stuff in there.
But it says Eastham on it, and so then they're gonna go home and their friends are gonna say, oh, that's such a cute.
Well, that's why I like the
I mean,
tote
when I
bag.
buy something
And
for my
then we open up the
vacation.
mail order part.
Well, that's especially why I really like the
Then we
tote
get
bag to go with the
Yeah.
farmer's market. Because if we're at the farmer's market, we're selling a tote bag.
Right.
And we're selling stickers. Like then we don't have to worry about hauling out boxes for t-shirts and stuff like that.
We're at the farmer's market, a produce bag seems
I
like-
mean, is it tote bag, produce bag, however we want to do it. Yeah, I mean, definitely.
Yeah, so
I just do not have room to include all the items.
Right.
It's all part of the fundraising operation.
Yeah. And then t-shirts, I still think t-shirts are a possibility. I just think it might be, my thought really behind the t-shirts was it gives us a way to sell at the student store at the school. And so that does limit what we would need to buy in sizes and possible.
Right.
But my thought is that they have this store called Green Threads where they raise money for the science club. I thought, well, they keep wanting to do stuff like that. So I thought we could have shirts, we could sell them, but then that gives them an outlet to sell the shirts too.
Sure.
And then
sure.
they keep a slight portion of that and give the rest to the Eastham Swap Shop. They'll let them
Yeah.
make I'm okay with them taking a little off the top for their cause
Sure.
if they're helping our cause. And then it's getting young people wearing Eastham Swap Shop shirts or something. You know what I mean? Like you never know. It could become like a thing, So I thought it's still a shot for the t-shirts, but I liked the tote bags and the stickers better, I will say, because it's less inventory to carry.
Yeah, and storage
I
sizes
still think of it as a
and-
business perspective. It's like t-shirts, you got to have small, medium, sometimes extra small, sometimes, you got double XLs, etc. And they got all these colors possibly depending on how you
Well,
go.
Just sell them all as 9 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but
I
the
like
pro-
that. And then my wife suggested a raffle too, getting local businesses to like contribute gift certificates and stuff or like, various things. And then we raffle them off possibly like it gives us time to Windmill Weekend. That could be our ramp up for Windmill Weekend fundraising. Can't do a raffle.
the produce bags might be a good idea because you're selling them at a farmer's market.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Make
you
sure
can't
they're
find them
big enough
anywhere.
to actually get a decent
Yeah.
amount of produce.
I mean, I'm not
Oh,
really
I
sure.
get the permit. We
what
have
the
the
cost.
account for it.
What were you saying?
I'm not sure what they cost
It was
wholesale.
for the fundraising for the swap shop.
I
But-
think the mesh bags can't be that terribly expensive.
Yeah, true.
Andrew, mesh bags, any idea what they run?
No, I was thinking about how to print on a mesh bag too is the other, like the reason because we have those mesh bags we got from Lee. And
You said they were too small.
Actually, they're perfect for us. Me and my wife, we use them. I put them in my backpack when I ride my bike over. I can keep my produce separate in the backpack because there's 2 bags.
I use them for beans too. I go to the Glass Jar in Dennis. and
Oh, you go to the
put
Glass
beans-
Jar. I know the owner, that
Yeah.
Megan Lazat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Put beans in them. Yeah, you can print on it, or you can have like a decal, I mean, like a
Like a tag.
patch
Yeah.
or something, or
Right.
yeah. I'll look into the idea.
Okay.
And see if there's anything that seems reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, it could even be like a little more of a mesh that's like not as fine. Then that way there could be something attached
Mhm.
to
And
it
I have
on
some
it.
that are, yeah, I have some that are just canvas.
Yeah.
Too, not mesh. But then to do any of these things, we need the logo, and I don't know where we're standing on.
Okay. Yeah.
So I asked my son-in-law, who is a,
Graphic,
yeah, I mean,
Got
he grew up
Oh, you
on,
can
on
take it.
Apple, so he grew up right there by the transfer station. He's a graphic designer, but he's really, they're not married yet. They're in the middle of planning their wedding, so they're really busy. So I'm not sure if that's gonna happen.
reality check.
Okay.
But,
Well, I
if
mean,
we can work on the logo in the meantime too, then
okay. I mean, well, I could.
Where is this exist somewhere?
that's one I created with AI.
Is this?
But we were gonna stick with the windmill.
Well, yeah, I mean, that logo, if it was just a windmills of a lighthouse, it would be like almost put exactly what we used to have. We had a logo at one point in time. It's on a big banner.
Yeah.
So yeah, something
Yeah.
like that. I have trouble getting the AI to generate it
I
though.
can do the arrows with AI. I can do the arrows and the windmill. Was trying to get the words inside the arrows that it wouldn't do. Like I can have. the
Yeah,
picture
if you do it
column.
with, what I would do is do it without words, and then what we can Photoshop those words in ourselves, because I have the
can keep
ability.
Trying with that.
Okay, yeah, if you could do it
I
without the
have a couple
words.
cute windmills come out of it, but it
Yeah,
could
'cause
not do
this-
the
this
words.
pretty
It
much
could not
says it.
do.
Yeah, I
the
mean, if you
words.
could, in fact, well, worst case, I have the programs to do like that kind of art. It just takes me way longer than it would normally take a
Then we
person to
should,
do.
Troubleshoot and make sure everything's spelled and everything. She hasn't sent it out yet.
Yeah, I mean, what we could do is we can always just assemble the elements in a program too. Like I have Inkscape, which is like
Yeah, I
of-
just Inkscape.
yeah, okay. The Inkscape is basically what I can use. I make decals in it before, so it's like very painstaking for me to do. But I think we could probably work something out and get it. I mean, if we can't use AI, that's actually good. I think that's more human work to be done these days.
Okay.
But yeah, once we get a logo, and then like I said, I had an idea for like what we would put on possibly the back. So if we just want to put the Eastham Swap Shop logo on the tote bags though to start and start doing that, that's fine with me too. We
Right,
can always
right.
evolve the other ideas as we go. It's more about having something to give out, right? Or sell. So we could do a sticker and a tote with just that logo, I think. Do we think we need more than that? Unless we want to do something on the reverse, which again will drive up the price. Yeah, I'll talk to my wife has like a t-shirt guy that gave us a really good deal on t-shirts. I'll see if he can do tote bags, and then it's like, what kind of tote bag do we want? He may have some options, and then we'll figure that out as well. I can always just we'll email about that offline since we're doing a working group. We should pick a third person to be in our working group. Who wants to be in the working group for fundraising? Anybody?
I can help.
All right. So then we'll do a chain of the three of us, and we'll just, that way we can use Zoom, we can do whatever we want. It's no limits because there's not a quorum on that chain. And it's just talking, but you don't make any decisions. We just sort of come up with stuff to bring to the committee. And then the committee will all decide as a group, but we can have as many ideas as we want to. And then anybody have any other new business that's not on the agenda they want to talk about or discuss?
Did you guys talk about, you were asking about volunteers? Did you need more volunteers for the stock?
No, we didn't touch that at all.
No, we haven't yet.
But this is very true, we do.
Yeah, it's come
Although
up.
now that winter is coming to a close, it's not as critical.
Yeah, we'll have to, it's sort of what happens is like, there's the winter bears and then there's like the summer people. And the winter people are like kind of more sparse. So we'll have to see how summer shakes out when it starts. We definitely may want some though.
We need some new bodies.
Yeah,
and we were
Able
crazy.
bodies.
We were only closed for 2 days this winter. Which shows just how crazy the volunteers are.
So would you be able to touch base with Joe and ask him to post something
Sure.
or ask people that frequent?
No, Joe's the best way around that, yeah.
And then he would have to make sure Like, we have to say, if you're interested in volunteering for the swap shop, find you.
Or you could just say email the recycling committee's email.
There you go. We
Yeah.
we have to
Yeah, very much so.
switch that.
Actually, I have one or two, volunteers to offer to do other things. They were off Cape for a while, but I'll reach back out to them. Some woman was like, I want to help, but I'm gonna be in Alaska for a while. It's like, call when you're back. I'm like, very happy for you, but no, she was very enthusiastic, so I'll get her name in rotation.
You know, and then that also that like if we start doing the farmer's market and some of these other fundraising possibilities, we're
bodies.
gonna need more people to do just general volunteer work.
Yeah.
So that's opportunities there as well. And then like I said, ideally, I'd like if we can expand some stuff for the swap shop, I mean, eventually that'll obviously create more opportunities for volunteers as well. Because I'd like to do,
I'd love to get some of the kids from the school involved in the swap shop. I don't know if that's at all.
that's why I want to sell t-shirts there. I think it's only a matter of like getting them to know it's even there and what's going on. And then
Right.
they'll start like going.
It'll be a thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
To do the t-shirt.
We're still working on, we just formed a working group to do fundraising and we're gonna hammer out finalize a t-shirt
Yeah,
logo and stuff like that.
the
AI wasn't being
fundraiser
very
of it is
cooperative.
a final logo. And that's pretty much, and then pricing various things.
Yeah, shirts I got as $9.80 a shirt. That's the price I got so far. Again, that's sort of bullying them with a larger vendor.
Three things.
No, two, front pocket and back. Three is a little more, but that was me using somebody else, a larger vendor.
And
who'd, like
how
basically
big
place
an
the order
order
for
was
us.
that?
Huh?
How big an order was that?
That's, again, we had a sweet deal, so like that's the deal with the however many
The
shirts.
bacon slice kind of thing, okay.
We should definitely shop around though. Because
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like I said, he's a good, yeah, for sure. I mean, because it's still a bit much, but yeah, I think we're gonna go the tote and sticker direction first, just because it would be a cheaper buy
And less complicated.
and less
inventory.
inventory. Because the thing about shirts is eventually, if we do start doing shirts, I'm gonna be hauling around big boxes. I have no car. And I have no, I'd be calling people to, hey, can I load 7 boxes in your cars of shirts? And then like drive me to this place where I unload 7 boxes of shirts and then come pick me up in 3 hours where I load 7 hopefully 6 boxes of shirts. But yeah, it would, I know what it was gonna be. I just was like figuring like, if we have to raise money and sell a shirt, I'll do it. That's what we'll do. But then she emailed ideas about tote bags and stuff. And I was like, that's way better ideas, especially at the farmer's market.
Remember that Windmill Weekend, you could buy your shirts online too. And then you could get the size and the color.
Well,
with-
I'm
and
helping
the
out with Windmill
logo.
Weekend this year. I volunteered to help out.
And
so I might be able to
think they
figure that
sold-
out.
you'd have to ask them how many they sold online versus at the event.
Yeah.
What, you mean to be delivered later?
No, I just went online and ordered it. I went to the Windmill Weekend website and
Right.
ordered a t-shirt ahead of time so that I
Okay.
had it by Windmill Weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if we're helping out, maybe there's a way we can sell our shirts.
I don't
through
remember
there.
what website they used or anything, but.
Yeah, I
but
mean,
there
since
was-
I'm volunteering this year, I'll be able to find that out. I didn't know they did
There's
that
also
though.
not, you
So,
don't
it's
just
good to
have,
say.
I mean, you can have them say, oh, I don't have the size you want, but you can go here. I mean, yes, you're gonna reduce how many get. Have to send people to a website, but
Yeah, and even if we couldn't sell them there, we could always have a QR code to the online place where they can buy the shirt.
exactly.
And
that's
then
right.
the money goes to the swap shop. That way there's no money, cash changing hands even to worry about if we wanted to go that route. So great thoughts.
Is there a big difference though in terms of people buying shirts of actually having it in hand and ordering it to pick
That's
up
what I was
later?
saying. I don't know.
In my experience, yes.
Yeah.
Unless
Unless you walk away with it in hand and it's not the same. big
I mean,
shirt.
again, like when I was, now I don't buy any of my own shirts. My wife buys all my clothes for me. So I don't know what to tell you now, but like when I was younger, like a shirt is like an item I'd be like, oh, that's a cool shirt. I'll buy it now. But if I walked away, like I would never think about buying that shirt again, unless I saw someone wearing it. I was like, that's a cool shirt.
Right,
And then
right.
I'd find out where they
Again,
got it.
Again, I'm kind of thinking of our summer people too, who aren't, but they might want to buy it. And so if we give them a way
Right, if we
to
give them
buy
a great
something
enough looking
cool,
shirt, it hits a quarter.
while, even while they're,
Yeah.
in-
And I'm not
Yeah,
opposed, like
whatever.
my kind of idea that I had just talked to my wife about this stuff usually when I'm at home because she kind of knows some things. But like I was thinking we get a local artist to do a picture of the swap shop, like their idea of what it looks like or something. And then that artist is on the shirt this year, and then next year we pick another local artist who does another picture.
I can put the touch on my wife.
Spread the joy.
Yeah, if she wants to draw, like, again, it doesn't have to be what it looks like. An artist depiction of our swap shop or what it should look like or what it could look like. that would be a way to put an image on the back, and then and we put local, like Eastham Swap Shop, local treasure, blah, 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 on the,
Oh,
on the
that
stuff.
makes people buy another one every year.
Exactly, that's why I said it, because my wife,
I didn't buy a Windmill Weekend t-shirt this past year because it didn't have the year on
well,
it.
my wife used to
No,
do a
it's-
thing, a big event. She used to do a limited edition shirt every year for an event,
Yeah.
and people would like get there just to get the shirt. And it was a free shirt, but like they would get there just to get the shirt because it was a limited shirt. You don't only, people wear a shirt that only some people get. It's like a big deal to other people, so like it's like, where'd you get that shirt? I wasn't there. That's happens all the time. I've seen it at the alley at least. So it's like it could happen, if we have a shirt. So
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
a shirt that requires them to buy a new shirt or have a different shirt every year. I think the first year we should do Eastham's colors, which are blue,
Woohoo!
or navy blue and white. Yeah. So that's I think just the first year. Maybe the next year we do something different, but that way the color scheme is sort of simple, appealing to everybody.
Mhm.
But if she wants to get a picture together, I was going to ask the kids at school too if they have anybody that wants to do one and submit. Yeah,
Whoever produces something.
yeah,
That's a good idea.
cool. I'm glad that we like that.
Go that
Yeah, again, the shirt I think is a longer play though than I think the totes and the stickers may be
Mhm.
faster. Do you have a vendor in mind? I forgot to ask you.
No, I just.
Okay.
direction.
Yeah, I know. That's why
Yeah.
I thought maybe she knew
You're
somebody
fine.
with the stickers. And there's also actually, you know what? I just thought of somebody else that could do a drawing as well at the swap shop. This girl named Mariah that my wife knows. She has like a place next to she used to have a place next to Ramsey's, the barber shop. It's like an art place.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she could do one too. I think she's in Eastham now though. She wasn't in Eastham. I think she now is. Okay, that's all I'm talking. I just
Okay.
remembered her. That's all.
So we don't have a deadline. for
We
this?
don't have a deadline for the shirts. I mean, obviously we're forming a working group, so this will hopefully move a little faster.
Part of the working group, maybe you have that discussion, maybe we open it up like other people do and say calling all artists and have
Yeah.
people submit.
Oh, for sure, for
a
sure.
Deadline.
Yeah.
And then with a potentially a month out to have the production of the shirts.
The winner of the t-shirt gets one free trip to the swap shop.
Yeah, and a t-shirt. But that way we could generate some,
Yeah,
excitement around
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
swap shop.
yeah, for sure. I mean, that's all I really, at this point, I think that's our best bet is to get, because we're not getting the attention by asking, which I thought would surprisingly, since we showed interest, they would maybe give us more. But I think that generating interest by doing these types of things is going to sort of put pressure passively. I don't mind going aggressive if we have to, but like at a certain point, once you go aggressive, there's no going back. And if we can do these passive plays to say like, look, they're going to do it without us, we got to get on this, or we're going to look like we didn't help them because we don't get, people love to put their stamp on something, even when it's done. They like to be like, oh, awesome, it's done. I did it too. Look my sticker. So like if we can get it nudged, that may get the ball rolling enough for the rest of us to not have to be Sisyphus and just try to keep pushing it uphill, tip it over the top. But that's all we can really do at this point. So
So, can I have a word about the next project coming up?
sure.
Just a couple of words about the need for a working group to address the solid waste problem, which really affects both of our committees. And by the way, this is an epic collaboration. It really is, because I'm not talking about just the solid waste deal, but also the fact that we are collaborating as closely as we are between these two committees. It's epic in this town. If you look at the number of commissions, groups, committees
There are a few.
on the website, there's over 40. And no one is collaborating, two committees are collaborating such as the climate.
But we're all
climate action.
behind strength in numbers and the fact that
Yeah.
our aims coincide.
But
Well, I think
Molly, we
kind
got
of,
a clap?
I think
Or a repo?
I think we have no choice. I mean, like, if anything in the last 60 days has taught us, we are on our own. That's it. There's no one coming to save us. There's no one coming to help. It's us.
No,
So circle the wagons, pull them in tight,
yeah,
pretend we're the state of New England. It's just the 5 states that are up here on top of us, And that's all we can worry about right now, because that's as big as our eyes can get, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree. We have to do something, so I
This
think
is
that
an
it's
awesome,
awesome.
it's an epic thing that's happening right now between us. I'm so damn proud of everybody on this committee and the Climate Action Committee. But to get back to the solid waste problem.
Yeah.
We're gonna do another working group. We have to do a working group on that. I'll be part of that working group. And I'd like, maybe talk to each one of you individually about, what we want to accomplish and how we want to accomplish it and what the time frame is and on that, all that.
So you're doing a working group
It'll be the
for solid.
solid waste working group, yeah. It's not gonna be a big one, maybe two people from each committee plus myself. And I think we can get a good consensus on what a plan should be and how to enact that plan.
Actually, well, I mean, obviously, I would assume if you want to do that, I'm down for it, because I have a bunch of those. I mean, just to reduce the solid waste just by compressing it is a big way we could reduce the solid waste. It's something that kind of comes up, but like our recycling committee can't do it because it's sort of just the swap shop. And the climate action committee can't really do it because they're focused on all the greenhouse gases. But if we compress those solid wastes by just getting like a trash compactor in some cases, or
But I think the only one you're talking right now is the metal, because there's a built-in compactor on all the paper products, right?
I don't even know if I thought they were using them. I thought
It gets compressed down into those.
so the paper being compressed is good,
Yeah,
but the metal being compressed is better.
okay.
Because if you think about it, like
You know
right
what,
now,
I'll find out tomorrow.
well, like, yeah, the way I thought they had compressors, that's the only reason I asked the question in the first place, because it appeared that we had them.
Well, the good news is, it's gonna be a major collaboration, including John Ruffley will be involved.
Oh,
Of
excellent.
course.
Okay.
He has to be.
Yeah,
involved.
Right.
So
Okay.
that-
Actually
That's,
solve it.
that's exactly
I
the type
still
of,
think
people-
there's more food waste in that solid waste.
I
than
agree,
should be.
big time. I
There
agree.
is, but we went through the reasons why we can't police it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe we can fix that.
Maybe we can pass
little
a
bit.
town ordinance about having food waste
Yes,
or
we-
mixed
But we
recycling.
also,
What else, we pay to get rid of glass in our solid waste, what else do we pay to get rid of? Right,
Actually pay.
actually, everybody else gives us money, get money for paper,
I get two different stories about the e-waste. Rex assures me that we get a certain amount for it.
But roughly, so we pay.
Flyaway that I got from Roughly
We pay.
says that we pay 16 cents per pound. So I would certainly love to get that resolved
for what?
for all the e-waste. Those two,
That's a
the
good
two shipping containers right next to the
Good
book
point.
drops, right next to the swap shop.
That's a good point.
Well, the reason that if we compress the cans, like for instance, if we compress it, like we were taking the same amount of mass off, but we're using less trucks to do it, which reduces the greenhouse gases. And then it just, in theory, if you're crushing just cans, those blocks of aluminum can go right to an aluminum foundry, which we now have tariffs on that may be cheaper. Probably.
I'll send
somewhere.
it to you. She would probably be the person to ask about that.
No, it did. She said we don't compress the cans.
Okay, we didn't. ask
John
her.
Ruffley didn't know. She looked at her and she said, no, we don't.
All right.
I-
Or you can ask Rex or any of the guys, because they service all this stuff.
Yeah, I think that's maybe the better bet too.
Let's go right.
But like,
to
that's
the-
just one example, but like the glass to sand as well. Like if we crush the glass into sand, that reduces that's at least 10-fold reduction in size. And then if we need sand, it's free sand. And if we don't need sand, we can sell it. But like, I think we would need the sand considering where we are, a sandbar.
Well, the sand and the compost seem to be our way out of a whole bunch of these problems.
Yeah, so that, I mean,
So
those
the
are things,
question of
but
whether
those are
we
things like
actually-
either of our committees that we're working with right now can't tackle. So the working group would be great for like handling those things.
So again, it's good that John Ruffley he needs to be involved.
Yeah, I mean, I think he,
Well, we have to offer him solutions, because
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
he's
and we
real
can't do
busy,
anything
so.
without him. We
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
do anything without him.
No,
Yeah.
we can't.
So he's got to be involved. So anyway, that's exciting, and I'm anxious to get started on that.
Yeah.
So is the Climate Action Committee. They're anxious to get started on it because they got 5% of carbon fuels going into the atmosphere that they want to get rid of as part of their, and that's low hanging fruit for them.
Mhm.
So they're very interested in solving this problem.
Okay.
Okay, so that's my pitch.
yeah,
So you'll be hearing more from me about that.
I
okay?
hope so.
Any other business?
That was what we had anyone else have new business? Folks at home, new
Guys?
business,
Nothing to add.
thoughts, feelings?
Well,
No, I just wanted to apologize for not being there in person,
Oh, it's okay.
Oh, please.
but I can't drive yet, so
No.
there you are.
Yeah, there you are.
Jim?
nothing to add, really. I think we're other than the recycling newspaper, I'd like to have that get that on the Perta website if I could, when it's done.
Oh,
Sure.
the newsletter.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, once we all proofread this, then that's the only impediment, right?
There was some other thing that I wanted to talk
Sure.
about, and it's gonna kill me if I don't think of it.
Andrew, you can give it to the town to put on the website.
That's what it was. The town website. The recycling, I can't pull this up on the thing. The town website, we have like the recycling committee has like a page. And they have like at the bottom, like there some stuff that they have shared there. I guess we can do the same. So that's where we can put it. That was my
It's
thing.
there. I mean, there's old ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Those
But
ones
we
are-
can have that updated. I don't know if
Okay.
we can do it, but like we can have
Right.
that sorted out.
I don't know who.
That's what I noticed that they were talking about changing theirs around because like I guess it hadn't been updated in some time.
Yeah.
And I was like, can we do ours? I was thinking, and I was like, maybe we can. But then that also we have the swap shop has its own page too. I wonder if we can do the same thing with the swap shop and put information there.
Swap Shop has its own page on the town.
Yeah, because I kind of pissed and moaned that it didn't.
Okay, this is good to know.
Can't find it.
It's connect. You have to still go to the transit station page to get to it.
If you go to the transit station and look for the brochure, you get the one from 4 years ago instead
Okay,
of the
all right.
current one. There's a lot of stuff on.
Yeah,
that
it needs to be
website.
fixed, but at least it's now links to its own thing instead of just a box on the page.
Okay.
It was just a little box. So I think that's it.
Looking for it.
And then the next meeting will be April 15th.
All right.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Meeting adjourned.
See you next
Okay.
month.
Happy
Thank you,
trails, folks.
guys.